Howdy, 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 everyone. Mike was off there for a second. How you guys doing? Nice to see you all. I missed last week. I apologize for that, but I was off on vacation, so it was very relaxing, but happy to be back. So if you've never been to one of these before, we call this Rokoko office hours. It's basically an opportunity for people to come in and ask questions, about Rokoko hardware, software, workflows, a little bit of everything. And, we get distracted in some nice tangents and everything. And so this week, we're going to be playing around with some Metahumans, and in honor of the new Dune movie, which is coming out very shortly now-ish, I think Christmas-y, December-y. Gonna play with like Metahumans in the Dune-type environment on Arrakis or whatever, and just kind of play around. Before we get to that, though, there was a question from Shira, hello Shira, about Metahumans or Rokoko face capture on Metahumans in Maya. So I haven't actually played with this, Shira, so I don't really have a workflow for you, although it's something that obviously we want to do. It's one thing I think a lot of people are interested in this is if you're on Instagram and you follow Hirokazu Yokohara, who's this amazing creator on Instagram, he put up this video recently. Renix, what's going on? But he put up this video recently of him doing this offline capture, which is just amazing, obviously. I think it requires some scripting or something, maybe not. So what I would do, Shira, is actually he put some information about how he did this, which was using FaceGood, which I've never used, but I think it involves maybe not an iPhone. It looks like it might be like a proprietary helmet that they sell. And then there's some tutorials on here that kind of go through some stuff. I don't know if that would maybe help, but that's maybe where I would start with Maya Metahuman. We don't have a recommended workflow yet for working with Metahumans in Maya because it's kind of a whole barrel of worms, and just haven't gotten there yet. And it should be totally doable, but I imagine it's going to require some interesting, if not scripting, like expression-y type work, just hooking up all the, all the controls to the blend shapes from Rokoko. And what I would do, if you want to go down this road yourself, Shira, is that I would record face capture offline into Rokoko Studio, and then I would try to connect the FBX from Rokoko Studio to the Metahuman instead of like trying to hook up the Metahuman to the live plugin from Rokoko Studio, because it's not really one-to-one and there's a little bit of lag, and so you're not going to get, I think, fantastic results. So hopefully that helps. Renix made the video public. That's awesome. Maybe we'll go check it out. So one thing before we get into everything, getting into some fun with actually making something, I thought we'd start these off now with just kind of a look back at the last week, 2 weeks in this case, because I've been gone, of just Rokoko content that's been going out, and we'll just kind of do a quick roundup, because I thought it'd be kind of fun just to call out some cool stuff. So first thing is this Dave Maycomber, who's the stunt coordinator. He's a stunt coordinator. He was a longtime Rokoko customer. He's amazing. He was the stunt coordinator on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Jungle Cruise, judging by his Instagram. Here's like an awesome picture of him on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But he made a Batgirl chase cinematic that's pretty cool. It's up on his Instagram. I check it out. He used the suit for it, and he also has an amazing review of the suit on his YouTube channel. That from like a stunt person's perspective, and so that's really cool. And I also really like his review because he's very honest about the capabilities of the suit and like what it's good for, and that was very refreshing and nice. And he's like, you got to play within the sandbox and you can get good results, but it's not perfect for everything. And as a stunt performer, he definitely knows that. And so anyway, he's got a new video up. He's awesome. highly recommend checking him out if you want to see some more stunt Rokoko stuff. Samtubia Edwards got some smart gloves, it looks like. So they put out little test videos. Here's one using the smart gloves with the AMAC robot, which you can find on CG Trader or Turbo Squid or something. Amazing model that I love as well. But they put out 2 videos. This was one of them. Oh, and there was another really cool one too. So great job, Samtubia. So this is, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Top? Oh God, I'm probably butchering that. Anyway, these guys just got a new suit. Cool pictures. Really liked this. Just like a good picture of the suit, so that was fun. And can't wait to see what they do. It looks like they make some really professional, badass stuff. So that should be, I'm sure we're going to see some awesome content from them. This was awesome. So again, I do not know who Fredrik Lindgren is, but I guess they're in Copenhagen, it looks like. But this is a rig to a spider, which is really cool. I love seeing like interesting rigs like this. So super, super badass. Forest 5, is there a way to Vive track objects to iClone? I'm not sure. That's not the answer you wanted, I'm sure, but I don't know if there is that capability. You can get Vive trackers into Rokoko Studio, so I don't know if maybe from there you could get a tracker into iClone. I imagine iClone has functionality for Vive trackers, but I've never done it, and I think I might have seen this question somewhere in the comments somewhere, so I apologize if I didn't get to that. But yeah, I've never done it, so I don't have a good answer for you. I imagine it is, but I don't know. For virtual production, we've definitely never tested it. The only thing we've tested virtual production is Unity and Unreal, so which you can get the tracker in and everything. Anyway, this is amazing. Fredrik, so cool. Like, just really innovative use of the suit. Love it. I mean, again, you can always, the suit is just a bunch of bones rotating in space, so you can hook them up to other people, and you know, it works. Bagheera, oh, I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. It's terrible. But tried some metahumans in Unreal and it worked. That is awesome. But you had an issue with streaming the head while wearing headphones. Yeah, so I've had this issue too, unfortunately. And that you're absolutely right. It's the, as far as I can tell, it's the metal. Especially audio equipment seems to have a very dramatic magnetic effect on the sensors. When I've had issues with magnetic interference in the past, it's usually at concert venues. So I think like amps and headphones have a lot of, I don't know what's in there, but it interferes. The solution being you just use earbuds and it works. You know, Apple AirPods or other whatever earbuds, Bluetooth earbuds. I haven't had problems with those, so that's what I would do with that. But like with these, I will get problems, and I assume it's because there's just more, there's just more metal in there, or there's something happening here that's interfering with the head. So that would be my solution there. So this is awesome. This is a guy, Raoul Marx, who worked on the Westworld opening, from what I understand. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but he had this NFT, captive audience, really clean render. I mean, unbelievably gorgeous. Love it. Went for 30 grand, it looks like, 18 days ago. So awesome. Done with Rokoko suit. Super cool. Yeah, bananas. This thing is just really clean and beautiful. So this is Raoul. He's obviously incredibly awesome. Maybe check out his Instagram if you want to see more. This was a cool one. So this is Newton, our Rokoko like base model, and just getting weird. Looked fun. This person clearly will have more Rokoko content coming, but yeah, I don't know. This was just like a cool video. Well done. It's bizarre and awesome. Tim Fox. Just kind of cruising through these fast because I want to get to the actual content. But Tim Fox is this amazing creator who works in this kind of cell-shaded style. I don't know if this is Octane or Arnold or something else. But just put out more content. Super cool. This was the other one I saw recently. Just like amazingly clean, great mocap. Just got the smart gloves, so using them to obviously flip off the camera, which is what we all want to do, and we do a lot. Great, amazing work. Lots of, like, this one is bananas too. I love the Rokoko logo on this dude's jacket. I think this is a marvelous designer happening here. This is like so good. This guy is an interesting person to follow. Again, cruising through this because I just want to get to it. But this is Digital Puppets, who we worked with recently, and they have a suit of ours, and they're in iClone, and they just made this cool, Rick and Morty, animation. So super dope, looking good. Love to see it. Hopefully we'll be seeing some more. I think they're going to put out some tutorials and stuff. This is Lorcan Way. So this was they kind of go through a breakdown of doing some R&D using the suit and like a bunch, recording different parts and stuff. Tying a person onto like an orc. Super interesting, badass. Obviously work in progress or whatever. I don't know. They were putting their suit on. But they kind of walk through the whole thing, how they did it, which is kind of cool. So loved this. This was awesome. Mel Nukoff. I'm not sure. Don't know where they are from, but this looks like Cyrillic. Awesome little piece about a short film, I think. Super badass. Using the suit, looks super cool. Just like a whole little short film. This was hilarious, I thought. This is this studio, Pentakill Studio. And the way they did their facial mocap is they had someone run alongside the person holding the iPhone. So props for getting innovative, Pentakill. Clearly they will be using the suit a lot. One thing about whenever we see these hips like this, though, is that they have gone in and done measurements themselves for the actor profile they're using. We actually recommend you don't do that, which is, I know, kind of unintuitive because it's there to, it seems like you should do it. But if you get hips that look like this, it means that you might get some bizarre mocap results. So watch out for hips that are too big in general. This was awesome. Discord put out this amazing video with Danny DeVito and Aquafina recently, and one of our creators, 161 Ronin, had a little piece in it and made these little guys using Rokoko's suit, doing the classic walk there. And so that was awesome. Yeah, here's some of the behind the scenes. 161 Ronin, tons of awesome content. Lots of different things. So pretty fun to go check them out. And then Sam Gilmore is the last person who is constantly putting out content about this alien character. They just had a new release. So that was awesome as well. So okay, and then let's look up Renix VFX and see Renix's new piece 13 minutes ago. Fully textured, fully rendered. Looks like you cranked the samples up on this compared to the last one I saw. Renix, this looks awesome. Wow, look at all this. Look at those highlights on the metal. Just looks really great. Fully made with the suit and everything, and cool logo, Renix, too. Ooh, you got the Rokoko logo in there.
Just a moment.
Oh, Siri thinks that I'm talking to her. Turn this off. But yeah, Shira, happy it helped. Yeah, we'll get there eventually with that, and hopefully we'll have a retargeting solution within Unreal as well, because currently we don't, which you'll see later in the stream. Anyway, Renix, this looks freaking great. Congratulations. Yeah, Eden. Damn, it looks good. It does look good. Let's do a little. So rad. Well done, Renix. Can't wait to see more. Comment. Upvote. Like this one. Heart it. Yeah, anyway, this looks great, Renix. Well done. Cinema 4D for the win. And then the last thing that I just want to mention quickly is that we put out a statement recently about the shipping delays which we've had, which I think is good to talk about. So we've been facing some shipping delays, and we get into why a little bit more, which is essentially because of COVID and on the macro, and in the micro, it's in the, I forget what it's called, microconductor, I guess, parts, but basically it's super hard to source a lot of the parts that we use in the suit. So if you want to know more about the shipping delays and why they have been so persistent, we have this statement that we put out with an apology, which we do apologize for the length of time it's taken some people to get their suit and their gloves. And so you can find out more at rokoko.com/shipping delays. And couple frequently asked questions on there and stuff, and so yeah, again, it's just good to I think put that out there, and we do apologize, but here's some information about why it has been happening, and it's just there's a global shortage of these components essentially that are also used in cell phones, and so a lot of these big companies buy them up or whatever, and that's what we're dealing with. So we get into it a little bit in the statement, so I encourage you to go check it out. Cool. So that is kind of the roundup. How long did that take? A little bit longer than I liked because I was gone for 2 weeks. But now I think Flavio. Hey, what's up? I think I saw this question in the comments on our YouTube recently. And show how it's possible to connect a monster or something like that with no human body to your suit. So, yeah, I mean, we can... we can show that quick. I mean, yeah, let's pop into Blender. Essentially, I'll show you... I'm not going to get into it, really, but I can show you what you would do. So I don't know. What are you in, Flavio? We can get into it. Linguini, and while Flavio answers, because there's this silly delay, which always trips me up. I'm always like, why aren't they chatting? And it's because you haven't seen me in the last 10 seconds. Oh, Krishna, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Well, you can read about why there has been that delay. Normally, it was, out the door in two days is what it used to be, and it's just been this global shortage of these parts. So yeah, Flavio, let me know what program you work in, though. And in the meantime, the Linguini, which again, I think I've seen you in the comments in some of our videos, thinking of buying some suit. Yeah, I'm a really good... Oh, the last thing that I wanted to actually show is... and this is good for you, the Linguini. Oh, no, maybe... I think you were actually... Didn't you come and attend another stream or something? Because I remember talking about your username. YouTube Citizen Meta 1. Blender. Okay, Flavio, we'll take a quick peek in Blender. So, Citizen Meta 1, the Linguini, he's Matt Workman's VTubing channel, and he is amazing. And he recently, He's been doing a lot of stuff. Basically, yeah, it is totally possible. I also have a, yeah, that's right. You were here last stream. There's a free project on our YouTube. If you go to our YouTube, let me get some, hopefully I don't crash everything. No, not our channel dashboard, excuse me. Showing all of our stuff here. If we go to our videos and you go down to this Unreal Metahuman VTuber, I would suggest watching this, the Linguini, or Linguini. So I actually give this project file out, and essentially you can totally isolate the upper body from the legs and everything. And you just don't enter in the bones, like in the bone list when you're setting it all up. In this one, for example, I had a sitting blueprint set up. So where I could, let me show it. Yeah. So here it is in action. So I'm just doing the upper body, and the lower body is just posed manually. So you could totally do something like that, and I'm sure you could set it up so you could walk around or whatever, or have the legs controlled. It's just like, how good are you with the blueprints and everything? And it's totally possible to do. I would check out Citizen Meta 1. And also, what I meant to say is that Citizen Meta 1 is now doing a roundup themselves, I think, every week. So VR Roll, they go through VTuber news and new things and videos and stuff. And I mean, Matt Workman is like a hero of the community, I think, at this point. And so this is a really good thing to check out. He goes through other people's like setups, and it's just really good. So Matt Workman, if you're don't know who he is, I check out his channel, the Linguini, and he also has tons of live streams about, like, this one is really amazing, where he's doing this all with Knuckles, and then he set up things where, like, he can put his hands down, and then he can move his hands around, and the hands stay down, and anyway, it's really cool. And again, if I didn't mention it before, you can download our VTubing project file from that YouTube video, which is a free project file. It has a character. It's all set up. I go through how to use it, and you can download Rokoko Studio and see, like, using our test. We have sample animations and stuff, and you can, like, play around with it, and so go check it out. Okay. Cool, ESD. Happy that you dug it. Yeah, that one was from a little while ago, and we just got it out, so it was fun. Casey, and we're getting to you, Flavio. Casey, happy to see you. Are there any planned workflow video updates or new ones planned? Do you mean just in general for Unity and Unreal? Because there are new videos coming all the time. And we just hired someone who has a lot more Unity experience, actually. So I hope to be having a lot more Unity videos. We need more Unity videos, which we don't really have a lot of, because I don't really know Unity. So there are more workflows coming. Question: will the smart gloves delay for this week? There are delays in general on all of our products, because of that global shortage of electronic parts, and we've had trouble sourcing those parts. If you want to find out more about the delays, go to rokoko.com/shipping-delays, and you can find out more there. And we have a whole statement on why the delays are happening and what you can expect in terms of timeline. And you can also always reach out to customer success, I believe, at rokoko.com to get more information about that. Oh, Casey, there's so many workflows coming. Come on. Workflows coming all the time. So we just hired two amazing new guys in Denmark. They're on the team now, Niels and Victor. They might be coming on the stream, actually, at some point. So lots more interesting Maya videos coming. Really cool video in Maya on procedural IK layering on top of animation that's going to be coming out soon. That should be really sweet. Somebody was asking the other week about being on uneven terrain, and basically this Neelis has this amazing solution to that, so we're going to have a tutorial on it coming out soon. And so yeah, Maya dong. Linguini, this is really the best way to do it, but what you can also do is you can book a what you should do, Linguini, is I'm sorry that I'm referring to you as Linguini. We're on a second name basis here. But what you should do is book a one-on-one demo with our team. You can book demos that are one-on-one with a team member, and they will walk you through the suit, and you can ask them specific workflow questions. So yeah, that's the best. I always recommend doing that. We just hired 2 new people doing that, actually 3 new people doing that recently. So it used to be difficult to book an appointment. Now it's a lot easier. So Linguini, I would reach out to them, and then you could ask them, and maybe they can connect you to me. I'm trying not to give out my personal information on here as much, but also keep asking your questions, and I'm happy to keep doing it. Okay, Flavio, sorry. Before we get to Metahumans, just wanted to go through this. Let's look. So this is some Rokoko mocap, right? Let's grab a character. We're gonna grab this AMAC armored. I forget what the state of this model is. Okay, and is this? Yep, it's in a T-pose. So basically what you would do, Flavio, is when you're retargeting, what you do, retargeting is just like the way that you get monsters and inhuman things or other arms or whatever it is to be driven by mocap is just by defining it in the bone list. So if we were to retarget this mocap to this character, I would open up my Rokoko plugin, I would go to retargeting, source would be my character. This is my Rokoko mocap. I could also pick it right there. Target would be my character, and then we hit build bone list, right? So this bone list, all that retargeting is, and this, you might already know this, so I'm sorry if if this isn't what you're looking for, but this is how I would go about controlling other limbs and controlling monsters and other weird non-human things. You would just make sure that the limbs that you wanted to move with your mocap were defined in this bone list. So if I wanted to, for example, let's clear out, can I clear all of these? I want to clear them all. Clear them all. Clear. Oh, can I clear them all? Clear. Oh God, these stupid hands. I just want to make the point that we could control, say, the legs of our character using the arms. All retargeting is transferring rotational keyframe data, right? So let's say I want to take my character's arms and control my character's legs. Then I would just go to character 1 left shoulder, and instead of left shoulder on my, so this is the mocap on the left here, right? And this is my character model on the right. These things, I would just connect the left shoulder to like the left. Left up leg, and then left arm to the left leg, and the left forearm to the left foot, let's say. And I just want to do just that, retarget, and we're going to get just those things transferred over. You don't need a skeleton. No, it doesn't. It shouldn't matter at all. Well, I haven't done it myself personally, but it shouldn't matter at all. Oh, well, maybe it does matter. Whoa. So you might need to have... Okay. Hold. Well, let's undo that. You might need to have the hips be the same. Retarget. What's going to happen? Is it going to go crazy? Okay, so it looks like you do need to have the hips be the same. But it would be some like variation of this, right? And then I could go in, I could delete the hip data, I guess. So I guess you do need the root bone to be defined, but then the rest of it is just like just defining the bones you want controlled. So yeah, that's kind of what I would do. Okay, couple questions. This is great because this is the purpose of office hours, is to answer questions first and foremost and play around secondly. Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? Krishna, I'm new to Mocap. I was thinking how important it is to get the Vive tracker as well. I don't think that it is that important, and the Vive tracker solution is kind of, I have never played around with it for virtual production. I think that, in my opinion, you can do it, and people do use it, and it is possible. It's a little bit more complicated to get a Vive for positional data. You're adding another layer of complication on top of it. I think what is better is to not use Vive trackers, and basically play within the sandbox of what the suit does well, which is like not going upstairs. If you use a Vive tracker and you're trying to go upstairs, you're still going to run into problems. I just wouldn't go upstairs, or I'd keyframe that manually. You know, that's the thing you might use a Vive tracker in conjunction with the suit for. So you definitely don't need Vive to use the Mocap, Krishna. It's an add-on for virtual production, kind of, and it does work, but it is finicky in my experience, and I don't really recommend it actively anymore. It's gonna come back into play with Studio 2, which is gonna be coming out in the fall, but we're not there yet. So no, you don't need a Vive tracker is the answer. Okay, Rutega. I was thinking about Rokoko for Mocap Second Life. I do know Second Life, but I've never played with it. I don't like Rokoko, for example. I don't think really works with like VR chat. So you'd have to. I don't think it would probably work with Second Life. I don't know enough about Second Life to comment, so not helpful. Yeah. Linguini, yes, Linguini. I would, don't want to dox myself. Book a demo and keep asking questions because I'm going to try and answer them all. Sorry, I'm behind in the questions. Casey, yeah. So Casey is saying that it does have that it won't have a huge impact. Yeah, right. So that's what I would say as well. This is what everyone's doing such a good job of answering these questions. Yeah, Vive trackers give you a more accurate world position in theory. It just is the nice thing about Rokoko is it's simple. Like the more you add on top of it, it gets more complicated. So I would prefer just to be simple and play within the sandbox and like just do what the suit is good at. You can go the Vive tracker route if you want, but it's unnecessary in my opinion. Yes, that's Casey, I believe. I think you're right. Yeah, Linguini, I wouldn't use it. I would just use it, use the suit raw, and okay. caught up. Sorry. Okay, hopefully, Flavio, this kind of answered your question in terms of the retargeting to a monster. I also know that Shutter Authority has done some monster-related things that are really cool as well. Yeah, Casey, that is a good point. You can use Vive. It's easier to use Vive trackers like for object tracking, but that's more of like a Vive Unreal thing than it is a Rokoko thing, you know. Although you can use Vive trackers in Rokoko, I just think it's easier just like to use them in the Unreal, the way that they're designed to be used with Unreal on their own, which I'm sure is maybe what you're doing. I don't know. But Casey is the one to come to with the Vive trackers questions, it sounds like. Okay. Flavio, that's a great idea. I've thought about it with a Velociraptor. We will. That's a great idea. We should. I was scratching my nose, by the way. Cool. Okay. So, again, I will continue to answer questions, but now I'm going to kind of hop over to playing around with some metahumans in Unreal with a Dune-like kind of vibe. So, yeah, the new Dune movie is coming out. It's going to be super cool. I think it's going to be amazing as a longtime Dune fan. So I recorded a little mocap giving the Litany of Fear, which if you haven't seen Dune is, I had to memorize it to do this. Let's see if I can do it with my character here. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Oh, I've forgotten it. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will let it pass over and through me, and then I'll turn my inner eye to see it, and when it is gone, only I shall remain. Something like that. Anyway, I recorded this little, full performance take, and I thought that we could throw it on a little metahuman character, throw it into Unreal, and like make a little video for Dune. So I've got the audio captured and everything. And we will see how it looks, but it's just something fun to play around with, and we haven't played around with metahumans in a little bit. And again, not to get away from everyone's questions, because that's the purpose of these videos. So if you have more questions, let's talk about them. Linguini, you have more questions. Let's keep chatting. Ooh, Renix. Flattery. But this is, for VTubing, this is kind of some of the workflow that I recommend anyway. So maybe this will answer some of your questions, the Linguini. So I've made a metahuman. I've made two kind of Dune-ish metahumans. One is this guy, Oscar, and one is this guy, Christopher. And I was looking for like still suits to put them in, but I couldn't really find any online. So it's just gonna be no shirt on, out in the desert, saying some weird stuff, and we'll make it look cool. So first things first, let's open up Unreal. I'm gonna be using 4.26, not Unreal 5. I think that Unreal 5 is currently broken with our plugin. It was working with the first version of Unreal 5, and now that it's Unreal 5 like Mark II, I don't think it works anymore, so we need to update that. And anyway, Unreal 5 is very unstable right now in general because it's super alpha. So I'm using 4.26, and I haven't upgraded to 4.27 because don't want to. I'm scared of updating in general to anything. So I'm just opening up Unreal. I created a new project. Go find my metahuman. So here's Unreal. First thing we're going to do in Unreal is I need to do two things. One, in Quixel, because for whatever reason, Quixel does not load in Unreal for me natively. I need to go add it manually every time I do a new project. So I'm just going to create a new plugins folder in my Unreal project that I made, Dune-02. Select this folder, install the Quixel plugin. This will allow me to send my Metahuman into Unreal. Then in Unreal, I need to open up my plugins and enable my Rokoko plugin, which is, if you're in 4.26, you can find on the marketplace. You can also find it on our GitHub. But once this has been installed, and I've turned on my Rokoko plugin, you need to do a restart. So I'll do a little restart. Let it load. Man, 50 minutes. I'm behind my schedule where I thought we would be. I think it's because we looked at all that cool stuff in the beginning, which I don't regret because there was a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to make myself a tiny bit smaller here. Linguini. Yes, let's do it. So this is a great question. It's something that's often asked. Someone was just asking me the other day who wanted to have a DJ setup, and they wanted to be able to control, their like mixer buttons in Unreal. It is possible. Anything is possible, but it will be difficult. Especially if you actually wanted to do it in terms of physics. Like your hand is actually grabbing something and like holding onto it, like using physics, that's going to be incredibly difficult. What would be easier than that, but still very difficult, would be to set up some logic in a blueprint where when your hand gets within a certain proximity of an object, it will snap onto your hand bone, and then it'll kind of look like you're holding it, right? And then you adjust where it snaps to, and then you're holding a ball or a cup of whatever, a cup of coffee or whatever it is. Again, Matt Workman is a really good person to check out because he's doing a lot of this snapping, collision stuff like that. What will be exciting, and I know I was just talking about Unreal 5 and how it's not ready yet, is Unreal 5 has a bunch of stuff that they're introducing for this sort of thing. I think they're calling them snappers. And it's basically, you can set up things where, like in their demo, they had a character walking through a doorway, and no matter where your character was, they would reach up their hand to brush it along the doorway and snap to the doorway, even no matter where the character was. So these snappers, I think, are going to make a lot of this stuff a lot easier to set up dynamic situations and things like that. The thing about a lot of this stuff is that it's easy, like, until it's hard. So Code Miko, for example, which is kind of, we're also going to, the Linguini and everyone else, I'm right now working on a VTubing whole course. So it's going to go through, it's going to kind of try to give a broad overview of the state of the VTubing world, where Rokoko fits into it versus like XNs or versus like Luppet, because there's many different ways to do VTubing. But Code Miko, again, for example, it's pretty easy, especially with a Rokoko suit, to like get a virtual character up and running on a green screen. That's easy, like relatively. Like someone who's not amazing at Unreal, can do that. And again, that free project file is like set up. It's easy to do. That's easy. But Code Miko, she also has all this stuff that is like dynamically changing environments and outfits that change, and she's coded, the stream to like the text of the stream to be on her shirt, and she has all these other things, right? Obviously, and that's not related to mocap. That's like, you need to know game development in Unreal to do that stuff, right? That's all blueprint coding in Unreal. So I think the way that I think about it is that it's easy while it's easy, and then it gets hard when it's hard. And like the mocap, having a digital avatar sitting in front of a green screen, that's easy. Having physics or particles That's like easy. Having dynamically changing environments based on what you're doing, that starts getting hard just because that's like game development, and that's just a new discipline to learn. So to get good at that stuff, I recommend like just learning Unreal, like make a game, take a tutorial course and like learn how to make a game, and that will help with all that other extra stuff. So I'm going to send over Oscar to Unreal. Let's see if he comes in. He's coming in. But yeah, the Linguini. It depends on what you want to do. So much of it is not mocap based, and it's really like, how good of a game developer are you? Because what she's really done is made a whole interactive game out of her stream, which is really intense, and is all learnable and doable by yourself, though. Absolutely, it's going to be some work. It's going to be difficult, but that's CG. Sounds good, Flavio. See you on the next one. I like that idea. We'll do a monster one. That's smart. Thanks for your question. Okay, Oscar. Yeah, we got all these fun warnings when we import a metahuman. So yeah. Did my Unreal freeze? Or are we just thinking here? Oh, it's still going. Enable missing, enable missing, enable missing, and we need another restart. Ooh, Renix. That'll be awesome. You gonna use Cinema for it all? Because I would recommend using the Rokoko plugin if you are in Cinema. It's amazing. I think I've gone over it before. We have tutorials about it. The Linguini, ooh, Renix. Ooh, yeah. That's awesome, Renix. Linguini. So I think the thing, no, like that is an option. And again, that's what Citizen Meta 1, that video we were looking at, like that didn't use the Rokoko suit at all. You can totally set it all up with Vive, and like that works. There's limitations to everything. I think that the hand motions that you get with our gloves are really good. One thing that I want to try to set up is the other thing is that if you're using Vive trackers, because it's just going to be Vive trackers on your wrists, or it's going to be knuckles or whatever controllers, you're going to have to set up some inverse kinematics for the arms. So it's going to extrapolate, where the arms should be moving based on your arm width, or your arm motions or whatever. It's more accurate and it's less accurate, right? It depends on, for example, you're going to need to have full coverage for the Vive cameras if you want to do more than just sit at your desk. I think the knuckles are a little bit less expressive than like having your hands and stuff. What I think is a really good option, which I want to make a workflow for, is basically using Vive trackers on your wrists, having them control the hands, and then having Rokoko gloves for the fingers, and then using Rokoko facial mocap or Unreal or whatever for the face. And I think that would be a really good solution without using the suit. You wouldn't be able to move around, but you'd be able to sit at your chair really well, and so I think that's kind of would be a cool workflow. Hey, Adam Films, you didn't miss it. You can always well, I wasn't here last week either, so there's no worries. And you can always go back and watch the beginning. Anyway, okay. Dong, what are you saying? Sam, I can ask you one question. Ask you one question that not only Rokoko face. Yeah, so Rokoko face capture is only the neck, and so you need the suit to do. Is only the face. You need the suit to do the neck. But there is some offline capture solutions that wouldn't work for VTubing that you can download like from the App Store, like Face Capture X or whatever. And that has neck movement, I believe. And then some of the native, I think like Live Face or whatever, the Unreal one that does face capture, I think does neck movement. And so, yeah, you can get it there. Yeah, Linguini, of course. Okay, let's set up this Metahuman before too much time passes. So I'm going to open up my blueprint, my Metahuman blueprint, Oscar here. And I'm also going to, I want to change his eyeballs a little bit to make him a little bit more blue. Like Dune. So loading up this full blueprint usually takes a second for it to load. What a crew here. Everybody knows each other. So cool. Loading this Metahuman. Load. And then I imagine there's going to be some compiling of shaders that will need to happen too. Dong, I don't know if that answered your question. Casey, we are all blue. Dabu dee, dabu die. Oh, Unreal. You sweet freezing machine. I'm sure it's not frozen, actually. It's just thinking. Metahumans are kind of spicy. Oh, 3090 Renix. Jeez Louise. That's amazing. I'm actually running a... Oh, you know what? Somebody had a question about... I think it was Linguini at the beginning about what dedicated router I use. I could answer that. I use an Asus RT... What is it? It's right here. RTAX58U. An Asus RTAX58U. And I have it set to 5 gigahertz. It's hot. And that's what I find I get the best result with. If you can have the router in the same room with you, I like 5 gigahertz. 2.4 works as well, but I find 5 gigahertz is the best. Okay, so we got our Oscar blueprint loaded up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the LOD sync to forced LOD to 0. This will ensure, we have the highest level of detail. Yes, we are compiling shaders, so this is gonna like take a hot second. Oh, it's chugging. It's thinking about each shader. Oh, so many shaders. Hopefully we'll be able to keep kind of do this anyway. There's also tutorials for all this on our YouTube if you want to watch this offline about the Unreal Metahuman setup. We just changed the workflow a bit. And actually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to body. I'm going to double click on the mesh. And yep, it's compiling all these shaders. So I'm going to let it do that in the background. I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to the blueprint of the body, which you can kind of get to by, again, double clicking the mesh, and then you can go to the blueprint. And then it always opens up these blueprints in the event graph, which is very frustrating. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to add my Rokoko body pose right in the middle here between the control rig and the pose driver. I'm going to change this Rokoko actor name to Sam, which is the name that I'm using in Rokoko Studio, Sam. And then I need to, so then basically you need to add this bone map override. And we have, again, in all the free projects that we've given out, in the most recent Metahuman tutorial that we did, let me look it up. Metahuman updated Rokoko. You type that into Google. Updated tutorial. This is one of our recent videos. And in here I have this Rokoko folder that you can download, which has the bone list for the Metahuman as well as this control rig file that gets it into a T-pose. So I'm going to go grab that file. I've got it here in my Unreal kind of folder here. I'm just going to paste this Rokoko folder into the content folder of my Unreal project, Rokoko. And as soon as I do that, now it has this Metahuman bone list, and for this control rig, for control rig class, there's this Metahuman T-pose. And let's enable so you can see the bones here. So here it is, but after we add these two things and we can compile, boom, we are now in a T-pose, which is very key for using Metahumans with Rokoko. And you always need a T-pose. That's interesting, Renix. It might. I generally find that if it's in the same room, it's fine. That would be crazy. But it would probably help it incrementally. Okay, we're still compiling shaders here, but we also need to go. So that was the body setup for Rokoko Mocap. Now we're going to go to the face, double click the face mesh, and again there's tutorials on all this stuff if you want to see it for yourself. Go to the blueprint for the face, go to that animation graph, not the event graph, always opens the event graph, and we need to just add, I'm going to hide these bones here, selected only. Oop. So you'll see what we're going to do here. We need to add a modify curve node to fix the lower lip, which will happen with the AR kit. So you go to mouth shrug lower. You expose a pin here, which you can right click on this guy and to get add curve pin. And basically, if I put this to 0.5, look at these lips, look at the lips, and I compile. Ooh, shrugged up. And that fixed this kind of dopey mouth thing. Thanks, Renix. Nice to see you. We'll see you in the next one or later, and good luck with the new video. That's awesome. And congrats on the one that you just finished. It looks really great. Okay, so that fixes this lips problem that you get. Yep, compile, save, boom. We are set up for Rokoko motion capture. So let's drag this guy out. I always delete this player start because I hate it when it snaps me to it. Turn my camera speed down. Don't know why these eyelashes are like this. Might have to build the light. Oh, he just might have like weird eyelashes. It's kind of a bummer. Karos, still coming in the fall. We are hard at work at it. We're finishing it up right now. It's going to be great. Studio 2.0. And we'll have more information shortly in the next few months. Okay. So let's just get this hooked up. It's just some mocap. I'm going to add a Rokoko receiver to my scene. Then I'm going to go and open up Live Link. And in Rokoko's studio, I have this live stream for Unreal on. And essentially the reason also, and most of you who, I don't know, if you know Rokoko, you know this. If you've watched the Metahuman tutorials, the workflow that we recommend right now is essentially recording a mocap asset into Rokoko's studio, especially so that you can use the filters if you need to use them. This character is just standing still, so I don't really need to use them. And then streaming this out to Unreal, to the Metahuman, recording it in Unreal, and using that recording in Unreal. What would be better is just doing straight up retargeting. So exporting out this character, this mocap animation, and retargeting it in Unreal. The reason you can't do that is because there's no really good way to do retargeting for facial blend shapes in Unreal. There is in Blender and in Cinema 4D and kind of in Maya, but in Unreal there really isn't. Apparently there is, but it's very difficult. So basically this is the best workflow for metahumans. Again, if you're not using metahumans, if you're using another character with Apple ARKit blend shapes, you can retarget those in Maya or in Blender and then bring that into Unreal and use the retargeted one. And that will be better than this live streaming workflow, which requires you to have access to our live streaming plugins, which not everyone does. You have to, be on the subscription plan to have access to them. But for metahumans, this is the workflow, and that's why we do it this way. It's because you can't retarget facial mocap in Unreal, really. So anyway, so I turn on this live stream on, and I'm just gonna keep this running in a loop in the background. And now in Live Link, if I go add the Rokoko Studio source, you see it populates with this, with our basically our mocap body and our mocap face that is happening in Rokoko Studio. And so now, if I go to my Metahuman, Live Link face subject, change that to Sam, hit play. Looky what we got here. We got a Metahuman who's doing his thing. Look, I'm Paul Atreides. The sandstorm is hitting me. But yeah, this is a Metahuman working, and this is kind of part of the workflow that we basically recommend. Ooh, looks funky. I was looking a little bit up in this take, unfortunately, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, my hands are shaking as I recite the litany of fear. Okay, so let's stop this, because once I'm going to save it. The scene is all set up, looking great. One thing I do want to do is I want to make these eyes a little bit more blue, because in Dune they have these blue and blue eyes. So I'm going to search for textures for my Metahuman, and I'm basically going to go to the sclera, and I'm going to change the hue to make this blue. And if we can I see both at the same time here? So we can see feedback. See, now we get some blue in our eyes here. Ugh! Blue and blue is what we want. That's what they say in Dune. Turn up the brightness a little bit, give it a little weird glow, and then I'm going to turn up the saturation. Look at that, blue and blue. It's I think it'll be good enough. Super saturated. And then I wish that I could make the irises more blue. Did I save that? Save. I think I can a little bit, but like not a ton. I can definitely change the brightness. And I can make them more saturated. And I can make them more vibrant. But you can't really make them a ton more blue. That's pretty good. That's pretty blue and blue. I might change the hue to make them a little bit more blue. Ooh, that's pretty blue and blue. That looks pretty creepy. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Fremen eyes. So let's save that. Okay, now we got some Paul Atreides going. I mean, obviously this doesn't look like, what's his name from the new Dune movie, but, you know, I wasn't gonna model, I forget his name, the guy from the Dune movie. The nice actor kid. But anyway, yeah, so here we go. That's our Paul Atreides. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually record the mocap animation to this character. So I'm going to add our... Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I'm in the sequencer. Don't want to do that. We want to go to the take recorder. Add our BP Oscar. Whoa, 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 what happened? What happened? Why can't I find him? Undo, undo. Okay, yeah, he didn't need to add him to the sequencer. BP Oscar to the take recorder. There he is. Just couldn't see him. I'm gonna do it in 30 FPS, because that's what I like. I'm gonna hit play. And essentially what we're going to do is we are going to go to Rokoko Studio. I'm going to pull this off screen for right now. And I'm going to hit record 3, 2, 1. Hit play in Rokoko Studio. And let this do its thing. So we're going to record this take into Unreal. And then we're going to use this in a little desert environment and build some cameras and stuff. Man, these metahumans look so good and they're free. It's amazing. Unreal. Turn around. Say your last line. When the fear is gone. I forget what it is, but only I will remain. And then I do my... Oh. Sandstorm. Hit escape. Stop. Okay. Recorded a little extra there, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to exit out of Rokoko Studio because we don't need anything else running there. Bagheera, yes, metahumans are sick. And yeah, so now we have our recording. So I'm actually not going to do anything else here. I'm going to save it. Excuse me. Their hair is doo-doo. I like their hair. This one, I don't know why his hair is like, I didn't realize his hair like has salt and pepper in it, but you know, we're going to make do. Look at it, how wide angle this default camera is. So yeah, looking good. Actually, the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and change. Once you do a recording like this, you have to go and change the recording itself to fit the proper skeleton. So this guy is a... Oh, bother. What is he? I think he's an average... Well, we'll find out in a second, actually. Maybe we'll change that in a second. Yeah, that might be true. Bagheera. But man, it's hair. So cool. I don't want to make hair. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to load in this map of this desert elite landscapes. This was $6 on the Epic Store. This was like an amazing find. So I'm going to add it to our project. It's got all these really awesome desert landscapes. So I'm just going to let that do its thing. It's initializing, verifying, adding 4 gigs to this project, which is probably now an 8 gig project because metahumans are big. Okay, it's done. I'm going to open up Elite Desert 3, and I'm going to load up Desert 2. Let's save the scene. And let's go to the desert. So we're just going to do some basic camera work and stuff and get this set up. And then I'm not going to do any rendering in the stream. But hopefully we'll have a little video that we can throw up on social or whatever. Boom. Looks so good, these deserts. This is a real bargain in my opinion. So this is Desert 2. I think this might be a good one. I don't like how dark it is in here sometimes. So we could like, trying to think about where we could put him. I don't want to put him on top of a mountain. But I want him to be in the light. I think this is kind of made for like really pulled back shots. Ooh, that's epic. I think we gotta go with Desert Map 3. Because it has this crazy cloud system. Yeah, it is. It definitely has Death Valley vibes, ESO. So I think we might need to stream this or build this scene because normally it's like a lot clearer. This is like this awesome HDRI normally. Maybe I just need to restart Unreal. Let's build it, see what happens. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. While this builds. Thinking. Oh, building. So, looks like we're gonna wait for a second here. Wonder if there's any other cool. Let's look up Motion Process's old Instagram. Go back to that Metahuman. This guy. Hirokazu. He is so amazing, this dude. Oh, I love this. God, this must have taken so much work. Marvelous designer. like just hard to get these collisions right. Nox art, criticizing. Come on, it's amazing. God, he is always up to crazy stuff. Building, now it's building the lighting. Come on, I want to see this amazing swirl thing. Yeah, it looks so good. I don't know where this is from. This is like some behind the scenes footage or something. These are, oh God. This is an Unreal. Playing with hair physics. That is a cute Pikachu, man. Oh, Unreal physics. So much work. He's like in every program. Ornatrix. And then these are so amazing. This is an Arnold. This is like CG that he's then using Arnold shaders to like make look, yeah, this is like the full CG. He's so good. That hair is, yeah, Bagheera. The hair is amazing. What's this one? I don't even know. Oh. Keymet. Oh. Wow. So cool. Oh, I want to do this. This would be easy to do in Cinema 4D too. I imagine he did this in Houdini though. Maybe in Blender. I don't know. He's amazing. Oh, Metahuman. Done? Oh my gosh. Building lighting 27%. Oh, this is killing me. Well, maybe we just like go and we just 32%. Should we just keep looking at this guy's awesome Instagram? Let's go look at the Rokoko Instagram. Hello, Rokoko. Oh, this is so good. Great clean capture here. Doing some dance stuff. What a cartwheel. I think they probably have this on Locomotion Legacy, maybe? I don't know how they're doing this. This is like really good for not being on 2 feet. So good. I also really like this one. We didn't go through this. Hi, Tuchai. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It is good for simple characters. Good for simple characters, good for complex characters. It is, yeah. You just want to play within the sandbox a little bit. In terms of, you know, it's not good at like going up in elevation for stairs and things like that, because the Rokoko mocap is based on having 2 feet on the ground. But yeah, it's definitely good for simple characters. And I don't know what program you're in, but if you're in Cinema 4D, there's our plugin has the ability to kind of smooth out the keyframes. To make it a little bit more animated looking. If like it's a simple character that's supposed to be like low poly or something like that, you can kind of get a more hand-keyed look. So yeah, it definitely is. If you have specifics, we can get into it a little bit while we wait here. This is from William Landgren. What an amazing creator. Blender. New robot. Rokoko suit. Chillin'. Having your martini. So good. Wow, okay, so this is just not loading. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm going to save this and just reopen it because this HDRI is like super blurry, and that's like what makes it cool. Interesting. Yeah. Do you mean for like face capture? Tuchai? Tao Chai? Because you can definitely, face capture, you're kind of limited by, it uses the Apple AR kit. So it's not gonna be like Joker crazy, but you can certainly kind of act full body. Yeah, it totally is. And you can also get very expressive. I mean, one, the gloves do a lot to add. Thank you for your understanding. The gloves add a lot of like personality and expressiveness, but then also like it will capture shrugs and like you can overemphasize, walks and things, and yeah, it's totally good for that. I think that it's probably better at kind of simpler, more cartoony characters, if anything, just because you had to worry a little bit less about realism. But yeah, it definitely is. Okay, let's open it up again. And if it doesn't work, we're just going to move to another thing, or we just might use some fire or something. Whew! Hot in this garage. It's a hot day out here in Rhode Island. Okay. Let's open this project up. Open up this Dune 03. Hopefully it'll properly show. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, sweet. Great. Okay, so let's actually do what we were planning on doing here. So let's go grab our Metahuman. We gotta go to Metahumans, Oscar. We're gonna grab our character. He's really tiny. Do you even fire, bro? I do fire. Fire hard. I'm gonna increase his size by 10. Oh God, rotation. No. Scale. Yeah, I wanna make him pretty big. So I want this like badass thing in the background here. We're gonna turn him around. Zoop. Because I want to have this panning shot that goes back at the end of it. And now what we need to do is we need to get our sequencer up and running. So I'm going to build a new level sequence. I'm going to call this render. And what I'm going to kind of do for this, I'm going to have to cut out that middle part. Put a chapter marker in or something. Sorry for that. We're going to use one camera, I think, and just keyframe it. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll use multiple cameras. I've never done that before. I kind of just want to use one. Anyway, first thing first, let's get this animation going here. So we need to add our actor to the sequence. Add Oscar. Just going to think for a second. I'm going to delete the control rigs because we don't need them. We're not going to do any editing. And we're going to add our animation to Oscar. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure the way that Unreal is set up, you can see that we have some weird deformations on this character right here. And that's because Metahuman animation is set up to the tall, male, average type of Metahuman. And this guy is an average height. He's not tall. So we need to actually go in to our recordings and change our actual animation the retarget source to the proper skeleton. So again, he is a tall, he is a medium, normal weight body. And again, if I show the bones here, you can't really see it on here, but if I show the bones, if I change this, you'll see it shrinks. And this is his proper size. So what you'll see is, if I hit save, oh, well, it just did it here. But now he no longer looks distorted improperly here, right? He just looks like he should. So we'll go to sequencer, and we are going to click on the animation, go to animation asset, go to Oscar. I'm going to keyframe that and hit disable post process, and look at this. We've got the body working, right? But we don't have the face. So next we need to go back to the first frame. And we're going to add a facial animation. The famous Rokoko video. I don't know if there's any Rokoko video that has 1.1 million views. But if there is, it's probably a video that we promoted. Yeah, so you can't buy views, but what you can do is you can have pre-roll, like we use it as an ad or something. So in general on YouTube, there's a difference between organic views and then promoted views. So I don't think that we have a video with 1 million views. Maybe we do. Let's go check. See which one it is. But it's not like it's a cheating thing. It's just sometimes, you know, companies, they just have, it's like an ad that we promote. So it's not like, yeah, 1.1 million views. So there is. Yeah, so this is one that A is our oldest video, and then B, we probably paid to have it be a pre-roll. Yeah, so it's like it was like I think it was like the launch video for the company. So we used it as an ad. So it's not like organically viewed 1.1. I don't think. But maybe it is, but I don't think so. It just is just a promoted video. Cool, anyway, so I added my facial animation, same thing. I'm gonna click on the animation itself, go to use animation asset, go to the animation, keyframe it, disable post process, and boom. Oh, that doesn't look right. Why not? That looks very incorrect. I might just delete this and do it again. Delete this. Go to use blueprint. Delete that. Delete that. Add an animation. What? What is going on here? It's always something. We can fix this manually, but I don't want to, and this shouldn't be happening. Terabyte Games, little flower. Come on, Unreal. Do your thing. Oh, I'm sorry I'm blocking this, I realized. Make myself a little smaller what I'm doing here. We have tutorials on all this stuff. If I'm also moving too fast. Let's go and double check our recording. Male normal body, save. We might need to do this with the face. Normally I don't. Yeah, you can't even. We just might need to manually move his head up. This is like another thing. I'm just gonna save and restart again. This is something that definitely shouldn't be happening. You should. And if you watch our streams and you sign up for our, we don't stream on Twitch, just on YouTube Live right now, but we do have webinars, and occasionally we will give out like discount codes and stuff. We'll give out like a 10% discount code, so you could look out for that. If you're ever trying to find stuff, get a little something off. That's a good way to do it. ESD. So I'm currently on a laptop because I'm away from home. And I'm running a... I don't remember what my CPU is. Let's look it up. Yeah, it's a Ryzen 7, 3.2 gigahertz. And then it's a 3070 laptop version, which is awesome because it works really well. It's amazing. Yo. Okay, fine. You want to do it this way? Fine, buddy. Let's do it. I can deal with this. I'm going to add a transform. We're going to transform you up. And hopefully this will just fix it. Nope, right? Because stupid Unreal's wrong way. Is this like not going to fix it, man? Come on. What? I've never seen, this is a new one. But if there's one thing I've learned about CG, it's that something will always go wrong. Let's just open up my main take and see if we can get this working in here. Maybe we'll just do some fire. Add a level sequence, render 2. Add my Oscar in here. Add our animation. Maybe the issue is that I didn't change the animation before I added it. Use animation asset, keyframe it, disable post-process. Okay, that works. Add our facial animation. You gonna give me the same thing here? Is it gonna be super weird? Maybe. It is. What is that about? Well, I've never seen this one before. So this might be one of those times that we call it for now, and I basically try and sort this out on my own, because now we are in the realm of new things. So frustrating because I just had this working, obviously. And maybe this isn't even like showing up in a render, but I bet it is. Normal body, save. Let's do default. It's a new one. Fun. Well, we might just call it right there. Thank you, Dong. Yeah, I know that I guess we can do both YouTube and Twitch. We should try that. I haven't tried Twitch yet. I do have my fancy stream deck, though, for all of our streaming purposes, even though I don't do a lot of transitions. Well, thanks, everyone, for joining. I'll sort this out, and we'll get a little render out and everything, because I've taken up enough time as it is. But yeah, come and join these. We're going to do them every Thursday. Come and ask questions. We have a bunch of new tutorials coming out soon, new team members, more Maya stuff for you, Dong. Terabyte, that's awesome. Testing out streaming mocap data. Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Sorry we couldn't get that working. I've never seen that one before, so that's a fun one. But this tutorial is all up on YouTube if you want to find out how to do it, and it normally works. And yep, we will see you on the next one. Maya, and yeah, can't wait to see more content. Put it up. Tag us, please. We're always eager to see it. So thanks, everyone. Again, we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.